Yo, 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 what up, Facebook? What up, YouTube? What's going on, guys? Okay, I wanted to hop on here really quickly, and I want to talk to you today and ask you a question on, is cryptocurrency dead? Okay, is cryptocurrency dead? Now, if you've sort of been following the waves that go on social media and the internet in general, it's similar in business, guys. It's the waves, the yin and the yang, and it happens in any type of industry and any type of business, just with any of your regular business. Very important to understand how business goes in seasons, right? Like winter, spring, summer, fall. Jim Rohn actually talks about how you've got to prepare for winter when you're in summer. And a lot of people don't get that concept, but I'm telling you for a fact, being an entrepreneur for a long time, guys, you got to understand the seasons in business and how to prepare yourself for the next wave that's going to happen, okay? Now, if you follow sort of what's been going on the last, 3 years or so, there was a lot of excitement and a lot of interest in cryptocurrency. And when that happened, there was a lot of scams that were running rampant all over the internet, where people were trying to take advantage of that momentum or that wave, and they were just flat out rolling out Ponzi schemes, right? And it was very, very unfortunate to watch a lot of people sort of get suckered into the concept of their, doubling, tripling, quadrupling their Bitcoin, only to find out that those companies were just running flat out Ponzi schemes, okay? But cryptocurrency in general is the next evolution of money, okay? It's the next evolution of money. And if you really understand where money actually started with the barter system, and then how it went all the way up in this process, right? From coins, and then going into paper, and then going into checks and banknotes, and then going into credit cards and debit cards, and right up into the next evolution of digital currency. Now, guys, I want to just throw this out to you, that this whole thing that we've gone through right now with the pandemic is a massive red alert for you right now, for you and your family. This was just a test run, okay? And I can tell you that you saw the effect that it had globally, okay, on small businesses. The small business zone was literally crushed, okay, and the scale between the people down here, which are the poor people, right, or like all of us basically are like the slaves, we're the peasants, right, and then you've got the ultra rich people over here, and the gap is becoming further and further and further. And in the event that I want you to imagine this, okay? Because what happened was, as soon as that chaos took place, number one, the stock market started to crash, like the bottom started to fill out. Like some of the stocks that I had were 30, 35, 40% plummet, okay? The real estate market started to do a plummet crash as well, okay? And the banks technically, in the event that there's a crash happen and the banks are all of a sudden in, caca, and you've got all of your money that's not in a diversified portfolio, and it's all sitting in the bank, and all of a sudden now you're SOL, okay? Like you've got the bank basically takes all your money, and now you're in a big problem, okay? Now, I can tell you that you got to keep your pulse on this stuff, and you got to realize this was a test, guys, okay? I'm telling you for fact, this was a test. And in the event that, and you see what the effect that it's had right now on families, on the economy, on small business owners. Some entire chains have gone completely under. Restaurants have had to recalibrate and change their business model now. So I call this a safety net, okay? Because in the event that you are in a position where you're kind of counting on that money in the bank, right? You're counting on the fact that you're going to be able to just go to the bank at any time, and you've got your savings account or you've got your little nest egg there. But in the event that that goes and gets pulled out from under your feet, then it's mass hysteria. And that's a huge problem that you got to be, doing the research now. You've got to be doing the investigating to ask yourself, in the event that something was to happen, are you set up with some sort of a safety net for you and your family in the event that that was to ever happen? Okay, so in the event the stock market crashed, the real estate values crashed, and the banks crashed, and your money disappeared. My question to you is, what is your safety net? Okay, and these are some things, especially right now when you have some time on your hands, it's a good idea to start asking yourself, how long would you actually be able to last in the event that that was gone? Okay, in the event that the equity in your real estate was gone, the cash was gone, what is your safety net to be able to actually survive? Okay, and this is stuff that you really got to be thinking about, guys, because I'm telling you, what we just went through for the last 90 days is a test run. And you can see how much power that the government has. You can see how much power that the elites have, that they don't have to ever worry about money, right? The Hollywood celebrities, the people that are set up where in the event that the entire economy was to crash, who are the survivors that are left? Think about this. Who's gonna be okay? Right? Like, is Bill Gates gonna be okay? Is Warren Buffett gonna be okay? Right? Is Elon Musk, is he gonna be okay? So the people that are in the ultra rich zone, it's not gonna affect them. In fact, the billionaires actually made more money during this time of this pandemic, right? You can call it the plandemic or you can call it the scamdemic, but I'm telling you, it was a plan, okay? And the stats that were inflated, they were done for a reason, to create more fear with the public, to get them into their homes. And think about this for a second. You've got Walmart that can stay open, okay? But the small business owner that sells the same products, like whether it was sporting goods products or hardware or whatever, they have to close, but Walmart gets to stay open. Do you see what I'm saying? So in the event that you really take a close look at this, it becomes so obvious, right? It becomes so obvious. It was an attempt to wipe out a lot of those small business owners and create this massive stretch between the conglomerates, the ultra rich up here, and the rest of us, okay, the slaves, because we're all the slaves, guys, all of us, okay. And if you're not in that upper echelon, which quite frankly, I don't, I don't know anybody in that upper echelon that I can personally call on a personal basis. But it's stretching now further and further and further away to create this massive gap, okay? Let's just see who we got joining in here for a real quick second here. Okay, Linda, we got tuning in from Quebec City. How are you, Linda? We got David tuning in from West Texas. Angeline live from New York. What's going on, girl? Congratulations on your $350 day today. Awesome. Super proud of you there. We got a Facebook user. We got Mathino with crypto. Crypto, he says. Chrissy says live. Hey, hey, hey. What's going on? Laura tuning in from Massachusetts. Good to see you here. I ate dinner outside tonight at upscale restaurant outside for the first time in 3 months. You know, and people don't realize like how great it is to be able to just go out for a bite to eat or, you know, sit with friends and sit around the table until that freedom gets taken away from you. Okay. And you don't have the ability to be because of rules that are put on you by the government. Okay. And I'm telling you guys, this was a test. This was a test. Okay. And you see the impact that it had on everybody. Okay, 25% right now of people are now in a position where they're unemployed. Okay, it's not a good situation. Jeff Bezos made $500+ billion during this epidemic, right? Plandemic, scamdemic. I'm telling you what, guys, it was a planned agenda. Okay, there's without a shadow of a doubt. And what, you know, here's the interesting thing. Do you notice right now how like every day there was the coronavirus update, coronavirus update, and now literally like that fast, it's crickets. Crickets. There's nothing, there's no coronavirus, you know, daily briefings. The whole narrative has changed that fast in a flash of light. And now the whole thing is on the race war. Okay. Literally like a light switch flipped. And now the narrative has totally changed. Okay. You got to be aware of this, of what's going on, guys. I'm telling you. Tracy, how are you? Great to see you here. Pierre Ingram live. Good to see you, brother. From Ohio. Awesome. Angeline, you're very welcome. And Gunta, how are you? Great to see you here. And Blake, yo, yo, yo. Okay, guys, so I want to give you a little bit of an update because, you know, myself and my business partner, Ari, what we typically do is we go out into the marketplace, and in the event that we find something that we feel is going to help the masses, the mass market, we go out on the front lines. We go out at our own cost, our own expense, and we do test marketing to see what the results are, or what's the perception from the marketplace, or is it possible to roll out something and to be able to make money without going out and spending a lot of money on ad campaigns or paid traffic or, you know, spending money type thing. Okay, just whatever the thing is that we do the research on. And can we from that, when we do a test, what is the profit that we can generate? And then based upon that data, the data that has been generated from the test campaign, we decide whether or not we're going to run a full-blown campaign, okay? And I want to keep you guys abreast as to what has just happened, okay? Because we've just got back the test data right now. And this particular company has to do in the area of hash rate mining. Okay, hash rate mining. That means what you're actually doing is you're renting hash rate from a company that has all the infrastructure in place, and behind them is an award-winning company. Okay, that has actually ranked in the top 10. They're joint ventured with BTC.com, and the owner of that company is an inventor. Okay, he's an inventor. His name's on patents, and he's invented numerous different products. Now, typically, when you're dealing with inventors, what they try to do is to find some sort of a global problem. Okay, so in other words, if you're an inventor and you identify some mass problem that's global, and you can create a solution to that problem, they typically, what they'll do is they'll they'll come up with an idea, and then they start on the process to try to patent it, so that they get the patent, and then they roll out their product, and people have made millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of dollars off of revolutionary inventions. Okay. And so here's what basically happened. This particular inventor, who's spoken on stage at international cryptocurrency conferences, he basically saw a problem with cryptocurrency in the fact that what people would do a lot of times is that they would either copy their address wrong, the wallet address, or maybe even put the wrong wallet address in, and then hit the send button, and their cryptocurrency would go into cyberspace, and it would just be lost. Okay, so in the event, and once that button was pressed, and it, like, I still to this day, when I copied my address and I put it in that send button, I go back to the address again and I go, okay, what's the first 3 digits over here? And what's the last 3 digits over here, before I'm actually going to send that send button for it to actually go through. Okay. So what he did was he invented something with 3 different security keys. So in the event that you send out your crypto and you go, holy crap, that's the wrong address, you can use a retrieval key and pull it back. Okay. So it's like a safety mechanism to pull back your crypto with a security key, right? Totally revolutionary. Now, what happened was when they actually listed and they went out into the marketplace, the very first day it traded at $24. Okay, $24. Now, that was at the end of March. Okay, now typically when you're trying to get some sort of a cryptocurrency in liftoff, the exchanges actually charge you to get the thing listed onto the exchange. Now, this is actually a very unique situation because of the invention, because of the revolutionary aspect of this technology. There right now are exchanges that are listing this at no charge. They're just listing it because of the supply and demand for what they believe is going to be something that's going to completely revolutionize cryptocurrency as we know it, right? With these safety features. Today, okay, so keep in mind, right now we're just coming into June. So we got the end of March, we got April, May, so it's about within 2.5 months. Today, it hit $208, okay, $208 on the exchange. And when you go onto Google and you look at the forecast projection, there's some third-party sites that are saying that it's going to go well over $1,000, okay, because it's so unique, because it's so revolutionary in its invention. This could be very well something that is going to be a runner. Okay, I call it a runner. Okay, no different in the stock market when you have something that hits a niche market that's hot and it's something that's unique, different, and it's revolutionary. Boom, you got a running stock, like the marijuana stocks, the CBD stocks, right? Those have been runners. Okay, and right now, from a market awareness standpoint, when you've got BTC that's hovering right around the $10,000 mark, it's poised right now with halving that just took place to be in another bull run. Okay, now nobody knows when that's going to happen, but I can tell you that what's happening right now with this particular technology is that it's getting significant exposure. I think the 24-hour volume today was over 25 million, okay? And you can see the graph, the chart of the volume increasing and increasing. And I think that this could potentially be a major home run hit, okay? Now, what happened for me, and I'll just give you my data. So I originally ran a test. We did a campaign. We only actually told a couple of people, a couple of insiders about it. And Ari and I have been working on a couple of other platforms, Black Ops Live for our Millionaire Mentoring stuff with So I've been working on that, and he's been working on a brand called Crypto Wealth Club, where we're creating a whole platform, educational system, lead generation system for the cryptocurrency market. So he's been working on one, I've been working on another one. So all of a sudden, it was early in the morning. He's on Manila time, I'm on Vancouver time. So we're kind of like ships passing in the night, right? So when I get up in the morning, he's like in late, and then, we're like this on opposite sides of the world. So all of a sudden, I woke up one morning, and it was probably like 5 o'clock or 5:30. And I'm just getting up, and then Ari's going to bed type thing. We're in these zones. So he's like, hey, bro, like, did you check out the test data? Have you seen the test data? And I said, no, what's going on, right? He goes, bro, you got to log in and find out, right? So, all of a sudden, like, when an 8-figure income earner gives you a call like that in the morning, and it's like, bro, you got to check this out. So I jump out of bed, I log onto my computer, I log in, okay? And my wallet shows $6,700 US from the test, okay? And I was like, what the heck? So what happened in the last 2.5 weeks, okay, is the $6,700 has grown to almost $20,000, guys, okay? And because of the increase of this, the wave of the increase in the technology, the volume and the price points, all supply and demand, okay? Works exactly the same thing in the stock market, works exactly the same thing in Forex. It's supply and demand. So it's all based upon supply and demand, okay? So based upon that, plus based upon the fact that we're actually mining it simultaneously, so we're building out an organization with a binary program, which, as you probably know, if you've ever been in them, can go into a massive momentum where you got these power lines driving. And that's so that was our test campaign, guys, okay, our test market. Now, based upon the results of the data, Ari and I are rolling out an entire marketing system with lead generation, education, full-blown system, and doing all the PowerPoint presentations, all the stuff for the company, all to put this thing into momentum. And we're going to allocate a $100,000 marketing and advertising budget. So I can tell you, based upon the test data, okay, I don't like to base anything on hype, guys, okay? When I talk about something, it's based upon actual results, okay? Not, hey, we got this concept, or hey, we got this program, none of that, okay? We went out, we did all the test marketing, we tested everything, we started off, and we did a little mini campaign, okay? We only did one presentation, and from that, we got the test data. And now I'm telling you, we are rolling out a major campaign based upon the test data. And I believe that from that I'm seeing, if you look at the growth curve, and you can go on to CoinMarketCap, go on wherever you want. BTCV is the symbol on it. Right now, today it was like at $208, but it's rate poised right now, and you can see it's hovering. And it could be poised for a big breakout, okay? And it's revolutionary technology, okay? Now, in the event that you want to be able to get positioned prior to us rolling out our campaign, the hash rate mining varies from the lowest hash rate is $300, and it goes all the way, it goes 300, 600, I think 1,200, 4,200, and 12,006, okay? Based upon the test data, I originally had like 3,500 because they made the packages a little bit lower for the coronavirus. So they dropped it to 300. When I started, it was actually at 5. So I originally did 3,500, and then they recalibrated the packages for the coronavirus. and I just went in for another 12.6. Okay, so I can tell you that we're doing this big time. Okay, and we're rolling out a full-blown campaign. The top income earner right now has already done, I just saw his wallet right now, it's got $12.6 million in it. Okay, so this isn't, you know, we're just giving you guys the test data here. I'm just sharing with you what is going on. Okay, but I can tell you this: when you take into account what you have just experienced for the last 90 days in lockdown, and you see how many small business owners have been completely crushed, and you look at what's happened with the potential that the banks, if your money is all in the bank right now, and you're counting on it being in there, and you're counting on the equity that's in your home, right, as a safety net, and all of a sudden stock market crashes, real estate crashes, banks, all of a sudden your money's gone. You got to be thinking about long-term for you and your family of what is your safety net in the event that shit hits the fan. And I'm telling you guys what we've gone through right now. Who's to say that Plandemic B is not coming out next? They already tried the killer hornets and all the rest of these things. There's been this, what's going to be next? Now it's the destroying. If you look at the actual plan behind it, think about this. So if you've got the Plandemic now coming to a closure, and now you send out all of these people into all the metropolitan areas to completely destroy all of those businesses, where exactly are the people going to go back to work? Think about this. Where are the people going to go back to work? All those metropolitan areas are completely smashed and destroyed. So now, the Plandemic is over. Oh, well, let's just ensure the people can't go back to work. You got to be looking at the bigger picture of this thing, guys. Okay. This is all a planned agenda. I'm telling you, but all of us, we're just the little peons. We're the slaves. Okay. And, in the event that you have no safety net, that you don't know what's going to happen, you better be doing a lot of research right now and make sure that you're going to be okay if shit ever hits the fan in next phase. Okay. Because if it does, it's going to be helter-skelter when people have no money to buy food. Okay. That's when it's going to get into a part where people start going after, breaking into homes and guns and all sorts of shit. Right. And we've already gotten a little tiny taste. I'm telling you, we've gotten a little tiny taste of what the possibilities are here. So, Darius, no news on it. It's all about the riots now. Absolutely. Literally, Corona is crickets, guys. Crickets. There's no coronavirus every day. There's nothing in the news anymore. There's no meetings that are going on in the White House for coronavirus. In a flash of light, narrative is completely changed. Think about this. Let's go. Cole, how are you, sir? Good to see you. Facebook user says, hey, Facebook user. Good evening. Chris Napa live from New Jersey. Stephen, welcome. Good to see you here. Welcome back. Lori, hello. Thank you for your time. Great to see you here. Pam Phillips live from Arizona. Great to see you. Great to see you here. Chris Napa says, sweet. No playing around here. You're correct. Is crypto going to disappear like the coronavirus? I believe, in fact, we put together the whole history. Okay, part of the crypto educational platform that we put together. It's called Crypto Wealth Club. Part of it talks about the entire evolution of money. Okay, starting at the very beginning from when there was cavemen, and then all the way back, all the way through history, all the way up to this process. And when you actually understand the history behind it on why they did what they did, okay, because they needed certain things to exchange, right? So they used things like shells, and they used things like, rice to exchange, or wheat, right? Or whatever. Some locations use cattle for the exchange. It was like a barter system. So what happened was that if you're in one area and they actually exchanged cattle for their currency, and this place over here, they exchanged, say, shells for their currency, now you couldn't have intercontinental trading because this currency wasn't to be able to exchange for this currency. And then it moved into metallic coins like gold, silver, bronze, right? And they had an exchange with the coins. And then, but you couldn't carry them far. Like if you had a lot of coins, you could only load up so much for transportation, and then it became a problem. So that's when they moved over to paper, and then it moved over into checks and banknotes. So we went through the entire history since the very beginning of currency. Okay, and we did a whole research story all the way up right now, and it's called The Evolution of Money. Okay, and it's very interesting when you actually understand how it actually came about, right? And what were the basic needs of people just to be able to live and survive. So it's called The Evolution of Money. Okay, now within that, that platform. It's going to basically, people will be able to use that to be able to generate leads. Okay, so we already built the system. It's just about to launch right now. Okay, so keep in mind, based upon the testing. So we did phase 1 testing. Okay, and based upon the preliminary results, because Ari was actually working directly with the inventor. This has been going on behind the scenes, guys, for a year. Okay, and you haven't heard really anything about it. Okay, because we don't like to come out with something and then just give it a bunch of hype. We actually go behind the scenes into the trenches, do all the work, take all the hits, spend all the money on our end, right? So we take the gamble, and then based upon that, it goes now to test data, and then from the test data, we figure out, are we going to go like big time into the program with a full-blown campaign? Okay. Now, based upon phase 1 that Ari did, that's where he got me excited. So along that journey, he already started to build out an entire system for this. Okay. And I can tell you this, what I have witnessed in the last 2.5 weeks has blown my mind, guys. And I'm not saying this from a hype. I'm saying this from real-time data that, to have a business start and within a, 2.5, 3 week period of time, it's generated about $24,000 to $25,000 in test marketing. Holy crap. Like, I believe that we have something here that's going to be very, very incredible for a lot of families, because it hits a hot market. Okay, it hits the high point of the evolution, right, which is digital, and it solves a major problem. Okay, it solves a major problem. And I'm telling you, the first time that you have sent a transaction from one person to another, I can tell you this, you're pretty darn nervous. You check that wallet address numerous times to make sure that it's right before you hit that send button that's going to go into cyberspace. And this security feature, I believe, is going to completely revolutionize this, because it's a safety mechanism that in the event that you did make a mistake, you can retrieve it back. Okay, you can retrieve it back. And this is the reason why I think that we have, and we're literally, guys, we're just at the cusp right now. So we've gone out and done all the testing, all the test marketing. We went and spent money on our side. We've already built a system to roll out. In the event that you want to get positioned prior to us rolling out the full-blown campaign, reach out to me, send me a message, and say, Darren, I want a top spot. And then we'll get a chance to connect. We'll get you in and positioned before we start rolling out our campaign. Okay. So there's a little bit of time sensitivity here and sense of urgency to get that done. Okay. In the event that you want to get positioned at the very top. Cole says no playing around. I saw that some of the stores downtown were boarded up. Yep. Will crypto be around or not? I believe that in the event that the banks completely tank, right, which they could, and in what's interesting is that in any time of crisis, the bank actually has the ability to use your money, okay? And there's little fine print there that people actually sign off on. A lot of people don't even know that they've signed off on, that when it goes into critical zone, like a war zone or something where it's, global, that it's a little tiny loophole, that just like what happened in Greece, okay? So you can literally be in a situation where you think that you have money in the bank and you wake up one day and you don't, okay? It's gone. Thank God I have a safety net. I agree. Amy, welcome. Great to have you here. Good evening. Facebook user, not too sure what that is, but welcome, Facebook user. Yep, virus is crickets. I did see stores boarded up too. Blake says, I lost $75 with the wrong click from my wallet. I'm telling you guys, I really believe that we've got something that is going to completely revolutionize this industry as we know it. We're on the front end cusp. The test marketing has already proven $24 to $208 in a short period of time of 2.5 months. I believe we are poised for something massive. And I'm just giving everybody a heads up that if you're watching this right now, I'm telling you in advance, we're going all in with this. We're committing to a major campaign, a major rollout, training, PowerPoints, launch events, everything. We're going for this thing, guys. And I think this is going to be something that's going to change a lot of lives, because it's all based upon timing, okay? Timing in our industry is the same as location is in real estate. And we've already scouted it all out, checked it all out, tested it all out, and we are poised for a rocket launcher. So guys, thanks a lot for joining me. If you want to get positioned, reach out to me, say, Darren, I want a top spot, and we're going to get you going, and we're going to get into action, and buckle up, guys, and get ready for the ride of your life. So thanks a lot for joining me here on this broadcast today, and let's go get it. Have a good one. All the best.